Okay, so this is the beginning of Battle Round 3. The guards have 100 victory points, and the rangers have 200 victory points. We're going to roll for priority. The guards roll a 19 and the rangers roll an 11, so the guards get their first activation in Battle Round 3. As it's the beginning of the battle round, the guards at the very bottom, he doesn't have a mask because it was taken from him by the old guy. So he loses 1 HP for that. So he goes down to 8 HP. And then I think for the first activation, the old man is going to try and summon a husk again for the last time using his last point of mana. So he has 2d8s and needs to roll higher than a 10. He doesn't, he rolls an 8. He absolutely fails to cast any spells this game. So that's that activation. The second activation is going to be Shadow. He's going to fire his semi-pistols again at both of them using his trait. Okay, he's going to roll a d20 for his first combat roll. Shadow gets a 16, and we'll do it against the guard first. So against the guard, he rolls a 16, and the guard rolls a 17. Shadow has 3 prowess, and then he has +2 from his traits, and he gets +1 for being in the within 6 inches of Gideon. So he rolls a 22. The guard has +4 from its prowess, so the guard rolls 21. So Shadow wins the combat roll off. Shadow's guns deal d4 damage, so he rolls a 4, plus the flat 3 from his prowess, plus an extra 1d4 fire damage. He rolls a 1. Shadow does a total of 8 damage. Then the guard has 2 defense and 2 cover, so -4, so he takes 4 damage, and the guard is left with 4 HP. Shadow's then going to shoot the old man. Shadow rolls a 4 and the old man rolls a 14, so Shadow loses that roll off. And that's his first action for the battle round. Then it's the guard's turn. Then the 3 guards are going to use their full auto rifles. The one at the bottom is going to shoot Shadow, the one in the middle is going to shoot the ranger at the very top, and the guard at the top is going to shoot the ranger that's in the circle. Let's start with the one at the bottom. He's shooting Shadow. He has 2 dice, again because they're going full auto. He rolls 2 3s. Shadow rolls a 6. Shadow wins that combat roll off and gets to shoot back because of all of his traits he has. So Shadow rolls 2d4. It's a 3 plus 2 equals 5, plus 2 equals 7. 7 minus 4 is 3, so the guard takes 3 damage and is now on 1 HP. Then the guard in the middle shoots the ranger at the very top. He rolls an 18 plus 4, and the ranger rolls a 5. That hits. And his weapon deals 2d6 plus 4 damage. So that's 9 plus 4, which is 13. Minus 4, that's 9. So that one... So that goes... that goes 1 over that miniature's HP and kills him. Units that take damage treat the unit as normal up to the point of taking damage. Instead of the miniature that is the target of the attack, reduce the hit points instead of the miniature that has the lowest hit points in the unit. So each miniature in the unit counts as being separate for the purposes of taking damage. So the 1 over damage doesn't roll over onto a different member of the unit. The guard at the very top is going to shoot his 2 shots. He rolls a 7 and a 20, and the ranger rolls an 8. The guard rolled a natural 20, so that blows that ranger's mask off. The ranger takes 2d6 plus 4 damage. That's a 2 and a 2, so it's 4. So the ranger takes 8 damage. The ranger at the very top is going to take that damage, which is 8, so he's got 5 left. Now the ranger in a circle doesn't have a mask either, but that's all of the action points for the guards. Shadow's going to take another action where he shoots 2 more shots of the same 2 he did earlier. So against the guard, he rolls a 1, and the guard rolls an 18, so he misses. And against the old guy, he rolls a 19, and the old guy rolls a 6. He does hit the old man. He rolls a 4 and a 3 on his dice. So 7 plus 3 is a 10, 10 minus 4 is 6. So that puts the old man at minus 2 damage. Now when a Void Drifter goes into minus hit points, he gains a dying condition. Now the dying condition is that any miniature gets when it is in negative hit points at the end of the battle round. All miniatures that have the dying condition lose 1 additional hit point. But whenever you go into minus hit points, that's where the determination trait kicks in. Void Drifters are different. When a miniature has no hit points, it is removed from the battlefield as casualty, but the Void Drifters are different. When a Void Drifter would take damage that would put its HP to lower number than 0, it must make a willpower check. So he has to make a willpower check. So to do that, you roll 1d10, and you have to roll equal to or under the current soul stat, and add the minus HP to your soul stat. So the current soul stat of the old man is 1, because we didn't give him any additional stats. But we have to add the minus 2 to that, so he actually can't succeed this trait. He can't actually succeed. Oh, so the old man dies. He gets shot to death as he fails his willpower check. We can say for the sake of Gideon that he's like bleeding out on the ground. He's not dead, but he's done and can't move. Okay. Then the only action left is that of the 3 rangers. Now I think they're just going to fire their weapons from where they are. The one at the very bottom is going to shoot the guard at the bottom, and one that's got 1 HP left. And then the 2 in the middle are going to shoot the guard at the top. Okay, so we'll do the one at the bottom first. The ranger rolls a 4 and the guard rolls a 5. The ranger wins because it's ranged weapons, he doesn't get to shoot back. Then we'll do the one in the middle, shooting the guard at the top. He rolls a 2 and the guard rolls a 10, so he also fails. Then the ranger at the very top, he gets a 16 and the guard gets a 12. So 16 plus 2 is 18, and 12 plus 4 is 16, so the ranger wins that one. And the ranger's bolt action rifle deals 1d8 plus 2 for the prowess, plus an extra d4. So 1d8 plus 2, so the ranger rolled a 3, plus 2 equals 5. And then the extra d4, he rolls a 3, so that's 8 damage. The guards have 4 defense, so that deals 4 damage, which is enough to kill the guard at the bottom, because he has the lowest hit points, and that's all of the actions for that battle round. So that's the end of battle round 3. Battle round 4, both sides are getting their action points back, and then we have to roll for priority. Okay, so priority for the battle round. The guards roll a 3 and the rangers roll an 11. So the rangers go first this time. The rangers get 100 extra victory points. So they are at 300 and the guards are at 150. So yes. So I think that Shadow's going to go first. He's going to do a move action up to Gideon. Then the guards get their turn. I think they'll have to move, because I think if there's any way they're going to win this on victory points, the other guy has to get into the zone. So they're going to take a move action. They would normally have to take a willpower check to see if they can be out of coherency when they move. But because they're moving back into coherency, it doesn't change anything whether I roll it or not. And then that's their first action. The Rangers get an action. Shadow's going to untie Gideon. He's going to use an interact action and untie Gideon. I think Gideon is going then because Gideon hasn't had any actions at all this battle. He's just kind of been sitting there. We'll give Gideon an action right now. He's going to charge one of the guards. The first guard he met, the one that kicked him. So with a charge action, it's a move action, and then you get a free attack action afterwards. Even with Gideon's broken state, he still is not having any of it. So roll for Gideon. He's got 3 body stats, and so his prowess is 4 because he has 1 mind. So he rolls 1d20 and adds 4. So you roll a 9, and the guard rolled a 16. So the guard wins. But the guard can't use his ranged weapon in base contact and doesn't have a melee weapon. So he can't punch. He can only punch Gideon. So that's what he's going to do. And he can only use an unarmed attack. And unarmed attacks only do 1 damage plus prowess. So his prowess is 4 plus 1, so it just deals 5 damage. But Gideon's HP has already taken some damage through all of his torture sessions. He had 4, so that would put him at -1. So Gideon himself needs to take a willpower check. But because he is a bad emotion drifter, he gets +2 to willpower checks. So he needs to roll a 2 or less on a d10, which he does. He rolls a 1. So that means he's passed his willpower check and doesn't die. Then the guards get their last action. Because both guards are part of the same squad, they have to take the same action. So one can't shoot and the other shoot. So one can't shoot and the other shoot, and the other be in close combat with Gideon. So they're both going to have to charge. So that's why the other guy gets in. So they're both going to be in base contact with Gideon. Okay. So now that they can both attack him. So the guy that kicked Gideon, with combat with multiple enemies, all miniatures roll a dice, including Gideon. So the 2 enemies rolled a 13 and a 4, and Gideon rolls a 20. So he knocks the mask off of the military guy. And because Gideon wins the combat roll-off, the other 2 don't get to deal damage. So Gideon is dealing damage to the military guy. And obviously he doesn't have a weapon, so he just punches him. But Gideon has 4 prowess, and he does 5 damage as well. So that guy goes down to 10 HP. The Rangers on the right still have an action point for their turn. Unfortunately, they can't shoot into combat, and they're not in charge range, so I guess they'll just have to move into the circle as well. And that's the end of the battle round.